everyone, so today I'm going to be creating some Dollar Tree DIYs and they look very expensive for just $2. Stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm really excited about today's DIYs because I think they look very expensive and they only cost $2. And I only used Dollar Tree items. So I can't wait to show you. The one I'm most excited about is this inspired IKEA planter. Now I know that they're very popular and they look really pretty. And I know they have some in department stores that look kind of like the IKEA planter and they're very expensive. So I decided to make a smaller version of it. I think it'll look so pretty in a kitchen counter or just anywhere that you want to add some stylish decor. So if you want to see how I put them together, please keep watching. Before we get started, I'm just going to ask that if you can please consider to subscribe to my channel and also hit that bell icon right there in the corner so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. I want to start off by showing you this really pretty planter with this stand. Now I absolutely love this style and I think it looks very high-end and very stylish. Now I purchased this one at Walmart and it was for about $12, I believe, and change. Now it wasn't very expensive, but I have seen these in other department stores and they are pretty pricey. So I decided to create one with Dollar Tree items. So that is what this first DIY is going to be on. For the first DIY, I'll be using this really pretty candle holder from Dollar Tree. This is a gray color with a little bit of iridescent to it. I've seen these in white and also a pretty teal color, but I've never been able to get a hold of the teal ones. From this tower game, I'm going to be using some of these wood blocks. I'll also be using one of these Dollar Tree succulent picks and a piece of this floral foam and also some moss. So I'm going to start by creating the stand first, and I'm going to go ahead and put 3 blocks of wood, one on top of another, just like I'm showing you right there. And these are basically going to serve as legs. I started off with 3 sets, but then you'll see later on where I created an extra one. Next, I started to hot glue my pieces together. Now, I'm only using hot glue for the video purpose, but you really need some wood glue so this can have a strong permanent hold. And then once I'm done gluing all 3 pieces of wood together, I'll move on to the next step. Next, I'm going to make a marking on all 3 of them, and this is where I'm going to be putting the base. And from the top, I came down about 2.5 inches. Next, I'm going to be adding a block where I had marked off, and I'll be doing the same thing to the other 2 legs. Okay, so now I'm going to stand my legs up, and then I'm also going to put my candle holder and just to see how it's going to look and if it's going to hold up. So next I turn it over on the bottom side just to see how I'm gonna join and brace the legs together. And I went ahead and I put the 3rd leg, but that's when I realized that I should have made another leg, and so I ended up making a 4th leg. So I decided to put 1 leg on each side and then put 1 block on the center, and this would attach both of them together and brace the legs. Next, I add the 3rd leg to the side, and then I add the 4th leg to the other side. And this is how the stand turned out. And to reinforce the center of the stand, I went ahead and I added a lot of glue to the center where there was a little gap. So I just filled it with hot glue. Because I used hot glue, I wanted to make sure that this stand would be nice and sturdy. So what I did is I added hot glue in different areas where I thought that it would need some reinforcement. Once the glue hardened, it was pretty sturdy, but like I said, it would be better to use some wood glue. Next, I took my sanding block and I sanded off the legs, and I just wanted to give them a more smoother look. Next, I stuck the succulent to the floral foam, and then I dropped it into the candle holder, which is now a plant holder. And then I filled it with some moss. I really love how it turned out, and I really do think that it looks like a high-end department store planter. For the next DIY, I'll be using some Dollar Tree contact paper, and this is in the wood print, some white Waverly chalk paint. I'll also be using this stencil by Jot. Some more of these Dollar Tree succulents, and these are some that I had from last year. And these were new at my Dollar Tree, this triangle shape wall decor. So I started off by removing that round picture of that lion, and some glue was left behind with some black paper. So I removed as much as I could with my fingers, and then I went ahead and I sanded it off with my sanding block. Next, I removed the cardboard on the back, and I set it aside for now. I followed the same step to the other frame, and now what I'm doing is sanding off the glue. After sanding off the glue, it still stayed stained, so what I did is paint it with some white chalk paint. And I went around the whole frame, that way it would look even. Next, I'm going to be using this contact paper to cover the backboard. So what I'm going to do is trace it out using the backboard as my guide. And then I'm going to cut alongside, but I'm going to cut about 1/2 inch away from where I drew the lines. As you can see, I started off by first peeling off the backing of the contact paper and then laying the cardboard on top, and then I started to smooth out the contact paper. And then I started to fold the sides and then just smoothing it out until I was done. And then to give the edges a nice clean finish, I just clipped off the excess contact paper and then I folded it. And this is how the triangle looks now, and I think it looks really nice because it does give it that wood finish. For the first triangle, I'm gonna stencil in the words "Live for Today." But first I'm gonna tape the stencil down so that it doesn't move when I start to add the paint. So now I'm ready to start stenciling in the white paint, and I'm using a Dollar Tree beauty sponge for that. And this is how it turned out. The paint did bleed over some, but I think it looks fine this way. For the next triangle, I'm gonna now stencil in where it says "Dream for Tomorrow." For this triangle, I positioned the words differently. And this is how this one turned out. And the first one says "Live for Today," and the second one says "Dream for Tomorrow." And now I'm going to put them back in their frames. For this frame that says "Dream for Tomorrow," I'm going to add one of these succulents and I'm going to hot glue it to the center. And this is how this one turned out. For this triangle that says live for today, I added the succulents in the corner. I started with these hanging succulents first. And then I hot glued some moss. And then lastly, I added this colorful orange succulent and I put it on top of the moss. Well, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and also share. I'd really appreciate it. You have yourself a blessed day. And remember, love, laugh, and create. Until my next video, bye-bye and God bless.